What is up, Envoys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Midriff. Today is going to be the first in a series of my personal Preludes 13 builds. We're going to start off going through the starting 3 packs of Sirin, Oshelda, and Tethrin. I've decided to start with a insane max grace Sirin build because Sirin is where I started. Sirin is what I chose for my personal starting pact. So we're going to talk about it. Right now, with the current Virtue Attunement system and Hotfix 3 sandbox as of February 19th, 2026, there's a lot of builds, there's a lot of broken stuff, and I hope people are really starting to break that whole things are so limiting and restricted mentality. Because you may have seen in my last Soulframe news short that I was talking about just some things that we had heard about over the past couple days and showcased in the background some gameplay of me using Tethrin and Felist and the things that were specifically nerfed in Hotfix 2, that being Fabalt for your magics, your staffs, your gauntlets. And of course, Felist receiving a pretty big nerf against specifically Adari. And if you watch that short, you'll see that Felist, with both of those, still deletes Adari. And with Purity, I destroyed Mendicant King and Koga. So your builds are still just as strong. It's going to be okay. So to get down to the nitty gritty of this build, I am using a bow. I am using a Flint Smoke sidearm. Right now I have Clivers on because I've been leveling them up, but personally I prefer Grin. You can use Witan, you can use Nettle, the starting sidearm, you know, but Flint Smoke is beyond broken with any sidearm that you have leveled up, that you have blessed, and that you've invested a little bit of time grinding some spirit dust to upgrade. Especially when you take into account Grace and the way that Grace in Preludes 13 gives you headshot damage, and that's when you throw things, that's with a bow, that's anything that can hit a headshot, you get a massive multiplier for. Now, of course, with Grace, there's also an extreme damage bonus that you get for sneak attacks. And I've seen a lot of people talking about how, oh, well, you really only get that in the first hit of a fight. If you go into a group, they're all going to be alerted. Well, let's just find a group, and I'll show you something I have noticed, with Flint Smoke in particular, that allows you to take advantage of the headshot multiplier on bows very often. Okay, here we have a group. So, as we approach this group here, I'll crouch down. We'll pull out our bow. We'll try and get a headshot here, and you'll see what I mean with the headshot damage, the sneak attack damage. It's 1,060. Pretty high level enemy. Getting one shot, right? With our stealth multiplier. That guy's just dead. That's surprising. Having some fortunate luck trying to get a rune proc here. Oh man. See, we're so strong that it doesn't matter. You don't need the rune proc. You don't need the extra damage. They're just gonna fall over anyway. No, let's really try and showcase this here, right? Normally there's a group up here by this boat as well. Because I really want to show y'all that there is a way that you can take advantage of the headshot multiplier, the sneak attack 100% of the time. Now let's try a little volley here, see if that'll get us a pull. There we go. don't... This is one thing I've been noticing with today's hotfix, is that the locking on. Anyway. So now we're back on our bow. As long as I don't miss my shots, you'll see that sneak attack damage, that headshot multiplier damage is available all of the time. Now, ideally, in a more enemy-dense area, in a glades, in a whatever, you're going to be able to extend Flint Smoke, and hopefully you have upgraded Flint Smoke so that you can get that 25-second timer. But there is absolutely a way, a really cool way, in my opinion, that you can potentially take advantage of all of the huge benefits from Grace in P13 on every shot. And of course, Flint Smoke itself on any short blades is an extremely powerful build alone. So now, to spend a little time talking about the things you're going to want for this build, obviously, you're going to want to get Sapphine's Shadow from the Silent Rose Enclave and have the max Grace possible, or everything, having your Prism push everything into Grace. Now, I will be honest, I have Wild Sirin, so I'm able to maximize this tree more. But minimum, what you'll want to do is go all in on Sapphine's Gift, making sure to get every point of Grace that you can. You do not have to max out Mora's Pride and Iridis's Favor, but I would recommend getting some Extra Virtues from those. And again, DE, please buff these or revert them back to what they were. And regardless of the pack that I use, for pretty much all of my builds, I use at least the base of each node on the tree. You do not have to upgrade them, but I do recommend, regardless of what pack you use at least the base node. So that way you have some extra Sparrow fly distance. You have some damage dealt on a Pulse Smite. You have some regen from the Pulse Smite, because that Pulse Smite regen is one of the best things you can use. Now, in terms of Talisman, currently I have equipped the Paragon Talisman. If you do not have the Paragon Talisman, go and get the Triune Talisman from the Crypt of the Circade. I'm sure you can find a guide out there at this point, seeing as Crypt has been out for quite some time. But in short, to get the Triune Talisman, you get each of these 3 other pendants by killing the boss at the end of Crypt in front of a particular color symbol on the wall. And then you wear the lesser pendants at a certain time of day. And once you've done that 3 times, you get the Triune Talisman. Now, the Koga Talismans are good options as well. You can at least get some Grace and, Stability or Stagger from one of them. Personally, I prefer the Koga Talismans that give attack, because that's just 10 extra attack regardless of what you're using at the time. Now, of course, you could use some other things like the Wilding's Hush if you happen to have that. You could use the +6 Grace Bloomin' Bodkin from grinding out Silent Rose Enclave faction rep. That is an option as well. Now, in terms of armor, there are some options. You have the Fall Tide thermals seem to scale pretty well if you have those. The Regalia of Garen Rood and the whole Garen Rood set is pretty good. Like the starting Sirin armor is not bad. I would say bare minimum farm for the Garen Rood set. Do your Vadadar Stags. Try and get Vadadar Stags from the tier 3 tails. And if you really, really, really want to maximize your armor out entirely, the Orangall set is by far the highest armor, not only for High Grace Sirin, but that I have seen, period. 123 armor rating is the highest thing I have seen yet with my time in P13. So if you look at my max Courage Tethering build, we obviously have a ton of health, which is absolutely a contributing factor. But we have 105 armor. So you can see there we have 519 health, 105 total armor. If we go back over to Grace, we have very similar physical resistance. We do have less health, which absolutely plays a role in how effective your armor is. But we have like 20 higher total armor score. So yeah, that's really about it. Builds in this game, once you become pretty developed and learned a lot about the game, are relatively simple. I still really, really am happy with the armor attunement system. It gives you a way to max out your armor in really cool ways. Obviously, there are some adjustments that need to be made, some tweaks, more armor, more weapons, blah, blah, blah. That's besides the point. That's been your Max Grace Sirin build for today. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like, subscribe, drop a comment. As a reminder, I stream a lot on Twitch. I've been taking a little bit of a pullback with the launch of Marathon coming in about a week. But if you see me live playing Soulframe or even playing Marathon in the next couple weeks, hop in and maybe you'll be lucky enough to get a Preludes code from me. I still have 5 left to give away. Nobody has claimed them yet in the Twitch chat. So if you're looking, come and get one. Peace out, boys.